Welcome to South Harmon. Welcome to South Harmon. Hey, welcome to South Harmon. We glad you here today. Another AMA. Ask me anything. Super chat is cool if you wanna pay to play. Like and subscribe, that's what we really appreciate. Let me introduce you to the tear down king. Mike McNutty, ask your questions, he'll answer anything. ATM, you know I don't put them graphics on the screen. Glad you tapped in now, stay tapped in for the team. Hey, everything is posted. Go follow the socials. South Harmon FF tag us if we get noticed. Welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today. Welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today. Another AMA. Welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
Wednesday night AMA. I don't know, man. Is it the shades? You know what it is. It's this fresh Sammy fucking ball game jersey. Sammy ball game.
Mike's got Mike like went ham on us. Like one day he's like, you know what, man? I'm laying the smackdown on y'all. These shades on, about to have every jersey known to man. He's got an Ohio State jersey. He's got everything, man.
I got some chains coming. I got some jerseys in there too. Like you'd be like, oh, you got that one? I found some secret ones. So we got to do it. I think it's all because of Fizz, man. Fizz showed me his jersey collection. You know, some of it.
Yeah.
We got to see all the Des Bryant stuff, but we were talking about all the other ones he had, and I'm jealous.
What up,
man.
DB? Yeah, Fizzle has a jersey collection, man. You know, it's funny. It's funny now that Mike's doing this too. Like, there was a time where I thought like I was the only one that just like had crazy amounts of jerseys, and then Fizzle came in and like showed me that he's probably the only one that has more Des Bryant jerseys than me, and he has all of them. So I'm like, all right, well, I lose that one, easy. Now Mike's going college on us. He's got, what'd you get? 6 college jerseys? 7?
Got five.
Five?
So I got Sam LaPorta, obviously. When America's game comes out tomorrow on video, you'll see I'll be rocking that black and red Chris Olave jersey, which is fresh as shit.
Fire.
I had the Justin Herbert jersey on the other night when we were doing C2C Canton Bound with Matt and the 4D Chess Dynasty podcast. I was rocking that one.
Corey.
My favorite one though, the two favorite ones I found outside of the Iowa, because you know I'm an Iowa guy. I found a Michael Vick Virginia Tech jersey.
Ooh.
Hoagies.
Ooh.
Yeah. And to top that one, like tough to top Michael Vick, Patrick Mahomes Texas Tech. Black. Red Raiders.
Ooh. So you got that black and red theme going, the Ohio State, the Texas A&M. Oh, yeah. What color was the Vic one? Did you get the maroon? Did you get the white? Did you get the orange? Maroon? Okay. Maroon. Classic. I like it.
Yeah. Gotta go the maroon.
Like
National championship style.
I like it, man. I do like it. The Hokies, man. Love it.
It goes with my obsession, too. Like, I had to buy that Keon Coleman Florida State jersey, like, as soon as it came out. And if Shedeur Sanders didn't have this, like, Under Armour NIL deal and his shit was actually on the store, I would have a Shedeur Sanders jersey by now. But,
yep.
Fortunately, you got to find a knockoff somewhere, I think, to get that done.
I mean, I'm sure we can find a way to do it. The tear down king can find a way to get it done cheap, you know?
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. We got a lot to talk about today. First of all, we have on the thumbnail. I don't see Dynasty Alex, but he'll eventually catch us.
He's missing it, man. We're going to talk glowingly about this guy.
Time to put some respect on his name. Before I do that, real quick, I want to touch on. Mike, we do so many damn shows. I'm trying to remember the specific one you asked me. I think it was it was AMA. So it was a couple AMAs ago. We had the Justin Jefferson, the car broken down, right?
Yep.
And I told you, I said, I think Jordan Addison's going to be just fine. I think he's going to actually thrive. And after week one, after the first week of JJ missing, you're like, maybe not 100% locked in, right? He got the touchdown to kind of save his day, but low volume of receptions, low volume of yards. Like on prime time. I'm curious. I want to know your take right now on Addison after seeing that game.
He's good. He's that dude. It didn't start off that great either, right? If he ran that slant and got fucking bodied by Charvarius Ward. Like,
it's so funny how that it came back almost identically, right? Wild, man.
He got bodied and out muscled on that one, and you're like, "Whoa, come on, man! Come on, you gotta come."
We got a jump ball between an offensive and defensive guy. The reason it's a tie to the offensive player, right? If it actually stays that way,
right?
And you just expect the offensive guy to kind of come away with it, the ball skill thing. And then you see he didn't just look like he got that thing ripped out of him. Like it was just looked like kind of like on a playground, some kid getting bullied, man, you know.
Yeah. And then for him to come back and do it, it was a beautiful play design. For whatever reason, they got him matched up against the linebacker on his first touchdown, and the route was money. The throw by Kirk Cousins was money. I was like, all right, let's go. Let's see something. And then for him to redeem himself by ripping the ball away from Charvarius Ward and then housing the shit. I was impressed. Color me impressed with Jordan Addison.
Yep.
Looks very, very, very good. Nuka, obviously, would still go down as wide receiver 1 because that guy is insane, like what he's been doing in the production. But we want to have a wide receiver 2 talk. I believe it starts and ends with Jordan Addison. Even though Zay Flowers has been impressive, Zay hasn't been as impressive as Jordan Addison has.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I think
Jordan Addison, wide receiver 2 of that class. Pretty good.
Yep. Addison, I would put it too. I think Zay's been more consistent, but really hasn't shown the elite upside. Now, we did see Addison's elite upside come when Jefferson wasn't playing, so it'll be interesting to see what it is when he comes back. But Addison,
even when he did, he had like this high floor because he just seems to find a way to score a touchdown. You know, like even if the target volume wasn't there, the touchdown upside was always there.
I'm telling you, it reminded me. I said this early multiple times. They remind me so much of when Calvin Ridley was with Julio Jones, and it was just Justin Jefferson demands so much attention, as did Julio, where there's a lot of big play opportunities down the field, and it's an offense that throws the ball. Like, you know, it's similar quarterbacks. Kirk Cousins, Matt Ryan. It really fits. Because there's so much attention over there, you catch Jordan Addison over the top, and that's what was happening a lot. But then with a guy like him being out and to still see him thrive, that was big. I think we might have even seen, you know what's funny, we might have even seen that from Calvin Ridley a little when Julio missed some time, because he played a lot but always seemed to miss games here and there.
He always got teased with the CalvinRidley thing. Teased, you'd have those kind of moments. So
we're still you got teased week 1, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah. And then he took this year off. I didn't know he got suspended a second year for gambling, but apparently he did.
Well, Mike, you know what's crazy is you know, maybe it's because we're drinking. We already got a show in, but it's kind of like, you know, back in the day, you know, you're at the club and like, you know, you get this crazy out in public like table dance. You're like, man, this is gonna be, and then it just isn't. That was it. No. You got that one dance, and the rest of it just sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit, and. Just big letdown. 12 teams, start 11, Superflex PPR. Give DK, late 24 first, Elijah Moore. Okay. Get Matt Stafford, Adam Thielen, Amari Cooper, and Austin Eckler.
Ooh, contender move.
So I'll tell you this. I'll just start off by saying I will take Adam Thielen over Elijah Moore right now.
No question about it. That's pretty easy.
That's where I'd start. Then I'm going to ask you here this question, Mike. Is Amari Cooper on a team like this worth a first? Like, would you send away your late first for Amari Cooper?
Nope.
Okay. Is it the quarterback situation, PJ Walker, Watson, everything?
Yep.
Okay.
Pass.
I would have said before all that, I would have done that. I'm with you now. I'm a little more hesitant to send a first for Cooper at the moment.
I think just totality, right? You're only giving DK a 24 first and Elijah Moore. Thielen for Elijah Moore. Like you said, massive win. I will take Thielen over Elijah Moore, no question about it. Cooper for the 24 first, no. But Eckler and DK are close in value.
That's where I was going to go next. DK and Eckler, yep.
I'd probably side Eckler for a rebound in the second half once his ankle kind of heals up a little bit. Cooper for the 24 first is an overpay for the 24 first side. But Matt Stafford, you're getting a quarterback. And he's not like setting the world on fire, but he's very usable, serviceable. You could do a lot worse with your third quarterback or your super flex option.
Here would be the question that I would pose about this, all right? Because I think on the value surface of it, it's fine. Like for either side, honestly. Like it's close in values is what I'm saying, right? Mm-hmm. Here would be my question on the give side, David. It's start 11. So in start 11, especially with Biomageddon, we just saw last week, some bye weeks still out there needing depth, right? It's not like a start 9 league. However, like David, I would say I would be assessing my team, assessing what you have. Like you're telling me it's a late 24 first. You feel confident about that. So you're telling me your team's already pretty good. And as much as I do like depth, this league is right on that fringe of I want to buy some depth, but also I really do want to buy some hammers. Thielen right now of these guys projects that he's been playing like a hammer. I don't know that guarantees to be continued. He's old. Would it shock anybody, Mike? Would it shock you if Thielen like had a small tweak injury and totally slowed production at the end of the year?
No, he's a hamstring away from being irrelevant.
Okay. And the reason I say that is Stafford has been through the ringer in injuries, right? Mark Cooper doesn't have a solid quarterback. Eckler's currently playing hurt. The reason I say this is because I'm looking at what you're giving away, minus Elijah Moore, because I'm happily throwing Elijah Moore into deals now. You can just miss what I talked about with him in the buy of the early part of the year. You still got a first and DK you're bringing to the table. Like I think I'm shopping for different clothes. I'm shopping for these type of jerseys, man. I'm not shopping for Matt Stafford, for Eckler, and Amari Cooper when I'm bringing DK in the first to the table, personally, unless you really need depth. Because if you're telling me it's a late first already, I think you maybe are better off taking DK in that first, packaging Elijah, seeing what else you could package. Try to find someone that's one of these pieces that's a little higher up would be my right. Before you make this trade, I would explore that a little further, is I guess the way I would say it.
He said his current QB2 is Deshaun Watson with Joshua Dobbs on the bench. So Matt Stafford would actually start for him.
He would be starting this week, yeah.
In the foreseeable future at this point.
Yeah, I mean. But again, I like that, by the way. I definitely am about getting Matt Stafford. But 24, I don't think Stafford even costs it first, personally. But you're bringing DK to the table, too. Like, that's the other thing. I understand you probably have holes, but I think I would be looking to see what I can do to buy one or two pieces as opposed to four here.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, too. Like, on the deal, if you told me, like, this is the best you could do, okay, I can see it, David. Like, go for it. Best advice, though, shop around. Like, be selective. Understand you got a need with your QB2 and your QB3 because I'm not going to really count Dobbs anymore going forward. Kyler Murray's practicing in full. Would you look at that? I was told he was never going to play for Arizona ever again. Huh. Let me just drink my vodka here.
Well, he also wasn't going to play in 2024, remember? Anywhere, right?
That too. Yeah. But, Dobbs' time is coming to an end. Coming to an end. So.
Hey, man, it was a good run. But
it was a good run.
Like all good things, buddy. All good things must come to an end. The Josh Dobbs, him shopping at the team store, not having his jersey, having to get the custom.
Right.
It's all coming to a headway.
We didn't talk about DeAndre Swift, the thumbnail.
We have not yet.
You hijacked this shit into Jordan Addison.
Well, we had to have it. We had to have it. Needed to have it.
Swift, dynasty value to a contender. Where's he at right now for you?
I think if you are built appropriately, even in lineup, Mike, he's worth a first. Late first, but he's worth a first. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yep, I'm with you. If you have him on a rebuild, though, somebody offers you 2 seconds, you taking it?
Maybe. I think I'm going to try the David Sharkey approach with him. The one thing you do have to remember, by the way, the David Sharkey approach means I'm going to just know that offer's there and just explore. I'm still looking to make a trade today or tomorrow. Like, I'm trying to make a trade. I want to get rid of it now because the thing you have to remember with Swift is he's an injury away. I mean, this guy has been great for Philly, but look at his career. Injury road. We've actually seen, it feels like it's eternity ago, we've seen the guy blow up the running back position. We've seen him have monster weeks, but he just can't stay healthy. So because of that, I'm looking to move. But I do think I'm trying to see, can I get a second and a receiver that's a little more meaningful than necessarily just a standard second? Can I get something a little more, right?
I mean, I've watched a guy in a lineup league, mind you, Adam, who's currently in ninth place. Ninth place. Yeah.
Oh,
ninth
no.
place.
What are we talking about here?
Turned down 2 mid to early second-round
Like,
picks for DeAndre Swift and tell me he's untouchable. So, just
Wait,
saying, there are
what?
those, there are those people out there. Not their fault. It's okay. I was like,
it is their
wow.
fault. There's a channel that has damn near daily content on it telling you not to do that fucking shit. All right.
I was surprised too because when I sent the offer out at him, I was like,
bro,
I'm
what?
I almost pulled it back because I was like,
You were like, I love Swift right now. I'm trying not to be crazy.
Yeah. I was trying not to let my Eagles fandom, my DeAndre Swift love, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, let's just have some fun with fantasy. And the guy rejected it. Then he was like, dude's untouchable. That ain't enough. And I'm like, all right then.
Hey, but Mike, I promise you I was gonna get back. I promise you I was gonna get back to it though. Okay, because by the way, Getty Images. It's hard to get the image you want and be able to find it somewhere where you can actually use it and not have to pay. Because Mike, I had to have this one, the way he was looking, but the jersey, man. And you know why? Where's Pops at, man? Where is he out here super chatting?
He's gone. He's gone.
Come on.
He's gone.
Where's that Jalen Hurts jersey at? Did you get it?
I did get the text message, so I got it right here. The last one. Let me see what old man said. All right. he said, well, congratulations. Maybe we'll meet again in February. And I responded with, your boys better learn how to be more physical because you got fucking manhandled. And he goes, and then he sent me the text the next day. He goes, jersey is ordered.
Love it.
He's going to hate it. Shout out to you, Dad. Hope you enjoy that Jalen Hurts jersey walking around Daytona Beach in it.
Listen, man,
he doesn't know this too, but I got contacts down there, right? Like he's got that Jimmy Buffett's retirement community down there where he's hanging out with all his friends, drinking all day.
This is scary. I got contacts. Like even the way he says that, it's like
Lois. I'm gonna hit Lois up. Lois will take some pictures of it. Like I'm gonna make sure he puts that jersey on, takes it to the bar. I need proof, and he's got to wear it the whole time.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think if you have contacts, man, you got to have a lurker. Like,
right?
Yeah, you put it on for the pictures, right? For the first 10 minutes or something.
Right.
Now you're out here rocking the undershirt, or you're back in the other gear. No, that ain't how we're doing this.
Lois will tell me.
Lois will fill me in. Good. I'm glad to hear this. I believe that he's going to honor his word here. I do. I believe that.
And Lois, like for those of you who don't know, is like the real life version of Betty White. She's my favorite down there.
Really?
She's
the real what? That's a
yeah.
Dang, nice.
She's a peach.
Love it.
Me and Lois were like this. Like this. I'm gonna be a maintenance man, cabana boy.
Goodness gracious, man! This guy right here with the shades, boy, it doesn't take long. We get 18 minutes in. That's with an intro and blabbering.
I got the coconut body oil and the tool belt. I'll be all right.
Oh my goodness, the tool belt. So, Mike, though, I think with the Swift thing and with your old man wearing the Hurts jersey. With the Miami game, like I would have. Listen, I'm not going to act like Miami wasn't good enough to go win somewhere on the road, but I don't know, man. Philly's a veteran team. They're seasoned. They went to the Super Bowl last year. You got a lot of returning players. Miami's legit. I'm not trying to dismiss that, but like this is a game that a team like Philly is going to. They're at home. They're going to be amped up for it. They're playing a style of football that is on the defensive side of the ball. Okay, just understand that is like one of the few defenses that can hang with anybody like that. Well, and on the road, I would have just when you're on the road, man, it's a different animal too.
They can hang with anybody because what they do is stop the run. You cannot run on Philly.
Yep.
Like other defenses we have seen, right? What happened to San Francisco when they got beat by the Browns, right? Jerome Ford went off. Like he had a good game on the ground.
Yep.
Philly, Adam, are we talking like Rashad White is the leading rusher on the year in a game versus Philly? And that's like 40-some yards, Adam. Like that's the best you can do. If you can't run the damn football, eventually that pass rush is going to get to you. Like you're going to be trailing and they know, hey, you got to pass, and it makes covering on the back end so much easier. That's why you saw like Miami start hot, and like Tyreek Hill was like, oh shit, we're going for a track meet here, right? These offenses are going to go up and down the field. And then you found out Miami can't run the football, and Philly was like, yeah, you can't run the football.
And why though? I think a lot of times when we'll see a game, especially the fantasy community, I do think, Mike, we are, we're invested in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, Devon A-Chain. We're invested, even Raheem Mostert. You forget, it's easy to forget that how these games are really won when Philly's defensive front is just juggernauts, man. Like you are not winning the battle of the line of scrimmage against Philly very often. Like they are in the trenches. They're a different animal, man. So like Mostert, you look at Mostert, dude. Mostert is getting almost 100 yards universally, and with the backfield to himself gets 37 versus Philly in this game. There wasn't that many lanes, man.
The leading rusher against Philly on the year is Kyron Williams with what do you have here? 53 yards.
I told you to fire him up.
You did. You told me to fire him up. I will say this: it's going to be very interesting. I look at the rest of the schedule. Like, can you name an offense that can run the ball against them? Commanders, no. Dallas, no. Chiefs,
San
no.
Fran is the only one that I would say like is.
That would be the one where, like, if we go into that and you hold Christian McCaffrey in that San Francisco offense to like under 60 yards rushing, like, holy Santa Claus shit.
The scheme. Now, mind you, it's the same scheme, really. It's very similar as what Miami's running. However, you got McCaffrey, and I do think the Niners O-line is very good, and the way that Shanahan runs that run game is just it's different. Nice, man. It's nice.
Yeah, different. And McCaffrey's a beast, man.
I mean, and let's not forget McCaffrey is letting us all know, well, while I have been hurt, reminiscent of DeAndre Swift, but plus. While I have been hurt, I'm the best running back in football when I'm healthy. For sure.
So Swift, definitely buy for me. Adam, here was a fun fact when I was doing America's Game with Eric. Did you know DeAndre Swift's top 10 in running backs for target share?
Yep.
Like in a Jalen Hurts offense where I heard all offseason, Jalen Hurts doesn't throw the running backs. DeAndre Swift ain't going to be shit. Fire up all the Kenny Gainwell and Rashad Penny.
Well, you also used to not be able to wear the number 0, and now you can. And this guy is he makes, I think, by and large, when he's on the field, like even a guy like Jalen Hurts who doesn't like to throw it to running backs, he just makes you feel like, I mean, I got to get this guy the ball in space.
He's if you don't count week 1 where he did nothing, he's a top 4 running back generally in true warp. So
the only one. He's also the only one aside from Christian McCaffrey that has been a top, I think, 24 running back every single week.
Yep.
Since week 2. So
I like him.
It's hard to do because, one, running backs have down weeks all the time, and then 2, how many running backs are hurt throughout one of those weeks? DeAndre Swift yet to be hurt so far this year, which is knock on. This is real wood, all right. Knock on wood.
We're good, man. We've seen like 2 Rashad Penny carries all year, so we'll be fine.
I'm talking about an injury. I'm not worried about no damn Rashad Penny. I want
it just
Swift
means
to stay
like
healthy.
The karma gods are with me. I remember Rashad Penny was going to be a thing, and he's not a thing at all. So
I'm with you. All right, we got our Kelly Green, we got our Pop Love, and we got DeAndre Swift discussion.
Those jerseys were sick, man. I need one of those. Need it.
How did you feel about all the Hulu has live sports? Discussions out there.
It did kind of look like that, didn't it?
Yeah, I just thought it was funny. It's like they are sick as hell, but it's like, damn, you kind of got them. You kind of got them right here, right? Those are one of those you can't fight it. Like Twitter's got you for this.
They should have put a Hulu patch on it and then charged Hulu $1 billion for it or whatever.
That would have been actually kind of sick. Like, hey, you know what? We're just gonna own this, and these jerseys are still baller. 12 teams start 9 from Mike Morrison, trying to offer draft capital for a player. He's shooting for Aiyuk, AJ Brown, or Keenan Allen, but no owners want to bite. Well, I don't know if that's how many owners that is. Max of 3, could be less. I feel like my offers are more than fair. And these teams are at 1-6 moves. Okay. So I would say Keenan Allen, though. Like, what was your offer for Keenan Allen? Because, Mike, if there's a team that's 1-6 rostering Keenan Allen, that one has to happen. Now, if some idiot wants to just be a dummy, like if they're not going to take, if they think they're going to get some over the moon price, all right, well, then you be an asshole and you let this, ticking time bomb blow up on your watch. But I think that would be the one, knowing the context, that I'm pushing to make happen, because that's a deal that needs to happen for both of y'all.
I think Keenan Allen obviously is the most attainable out of these guys, and that's one where I would offer a second plus like a. Could you do something like Adam? To be completely honest, as much as like I'll talk about how much I love like Rashee Rice, like. At this point, if I'm a dynasty contender, like you take my Rashee Rice in a second, and I'll take your Keenan Allen. And you can tell me I got on dynasty value.
Start 9, Mike?
I want the fantasy points.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
I want the fantasy points.
Listen, I think Rashee Rice is he's past the cute phase for me. Like, that's cute. I think he's now, he matters. I think he's someone that is starting to show me like there also is upside for more in this offense. Mm-hmm. In best ball, I'm very interested in some Rashee Rice. Like start 9, Mike. I'm still kind of like I'm good because it still has to happen. And then I have to say, am I going to start this guy weekly? Right.
I get you.
So to your point, yes, I'm agreeing with that. Mike, if you're still rocking with us, would love to follow up on this.
What was your actual offer for Keenan?
Yeah, that's exactly. I want to know what the offer was. I want to know what he's asking, like any context on top of that, and then to see if we can make something happen. Like this is what I want to see through because I think it has to happen. Give me some of the pieces you're working with as well as he is. I think Mike and I might be able to get a trade to happen for you right now.
Holy shit!
Offer was Keenan out mid 24 first and 2-2.
Mike, I got nothing for you, man. If a 1-6 team holding Keenan Allen's turning that down, they're idiots. Not that Tutu Atwell's anything great. I would have told you to fuck off and keep Tutu Atwell. Like, by all means, don't pollute it. But I get a 24 first. I don't give a shit where it is. It could be the locked-in 112. You tell me
Mike, you were talking about that, second and Rashee Rice. I think that's a smash, personally. Like, I would do that on a contending side pretty easy. I was going to say that given my situation, I would go up to a first. I would that's one of those moves where I know the retention isn't there, but I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, all right, I'm trying to win, and this is what it takes. It was what it takes. Like if you're telling me it's already a mid first and it's no, I think here's one of the things, Mike. Let me just talk about this from a dynasty lens of the market. Okay. This already is starting to sound to me like a league that is newer in conception with people that are more of the
delusional.
Sure, redraft mindset, right? Like
ignorant.
Yes, yes. All delusional feels harsh, but Mike's got shades on, so he don't have to look you in the eyes. He tells you that. Yeah, but I think sometimes.
Delusional.
No, you're in some leagues like this where it's like I have these. I'm still in one of these leagues where I have 4 picks on a team that's undefeated, and I can't move them.
Can't move them, huh?
Well, I mean I could, but I'm not just gonna fucking give these things away to the people that need them back. It's not happening. Like there are certain times, Mike, where I think as hard as it is to do, you have to still practice patience, because at this point you are not going. I would Tutu is irrelevant in this format, but you're not going past the first. I'm not adding Gabe Davis to that 24 first to get Keenan Allen. I'm not doing that.
I would have hate to see what his offer was for AJ Brown. Like I thought maybe he was no offense, Mike. I thought maybe you were the one being delusional where like I sent out fair offers that you tell us like I sent 2/3 for Keenan Allen. I'd be like, I would have told you to fuck off too. You tell me you said a first plus a player. I don't even care if that player's half dead or has one leg. The first was enough. So I can't even believe what the hell you sent for AJ Brown.
So because
3 first, and the guy was like, "Nah, I'm good."
Because here's the reality: you have at least one. I don't know if you have more. What your offer was for AJ Brown, but like one of the things that happens in this, the reality of these type leagues is people don't quite understand how there's only so many people that have first. There's only so many firsts that exist. Forget who has them. Like you can't all be worth a first, and even if they are, you're not going to get them back because there's only 12. So. Right. Sometimes they have to see it to believe it. I'm not going any higher. I would let the dude know you're 1-6. This is at minimum asking price offer and probably above asking price offer. Yeah. This will be here when you're ready. If I don't get rid of the pick first, and I'm leaving it at that.
I had the same kind of thing with our patron Castle Black in a best ball league though, Adam, where he had like Kyron Williams, Logan Thomas, Hunter Henry. And I forget the other one, like kind of in that range of like best ball type assets.
Yeah.
And I offered him 2 mid to early firsts, or not first, seconds for those players. I can get more. I can do this. I just hold on to them and they die, whatever. I was like, all right, go for it. Like, I'm not going any higher. Like, I'm drawing the line. I thought this was very fair, but if you don't want to do it, that's fine. And then what happens, right? Hunter Henry sucks. Logan Thomas had a disappointing game, and Kyron Williams is on injured reserve. And I'm like, well, yeah. Today's price is not yesterday's price. For sure.
Hey, I hope you meant what you said, Castle. Let these things die on your team because that's where we're looking at.
If you're in a rebuild mode, like you get it. I will say this. If I'm 80, 85, 90% of like what they're worth on the dynasty market, right? You say Keenan Allen's worth a first. You come to me with 2 seconds. Even in a start 9, I just go, if this is the best I can get, this is the only dude interested in it. I'm not beating offers away, right, from all the contenders.
Yep.
I just go, here you go. I'm done. Because Keenan Allen pulls a hamstring tomorrow, and all of a sudden that first you'd be kicking yourself in the teeth that you turned that down. Like, oh no, I can't even get a third for this dude now.
Right.
Somebody won't even give me fab to put this guy on his roster.
I mean, it's not the best time to be buying Keenan Allen, frankly. Like, I mean, now, at this point, you kind of just say, fuck it. Like, I need to buy him anyway, which is why the mid-first is already there. But Keenan Allen, for everybody that is, to Mike's point, delusional, they're watching the dude weekly have insane upside with Herbert, and they can't part with it. So, I'm being patient, man. I'm going to go see. You did name me 3 receivers there. Mike, I'll challenge you. The other thing, too, is this is the deepest position. And I'm looking at a lot of other people and saying, hey, all right, you're not 1-6. Are you reasonable? How's a mid-first? What does this get me, right? You don't have to be, hamstrung to just Keenan Allen, to just A.J. Brown, to just Brandon Aiyuk. Hey, you went to the reasonable place to go, the 1-6 teams. They want to be idiots. Maybe that's why they're 1-6. Let's go talk to some other teams, right? Like, let's do that.
Just never forget that the leverage is on the liquidity, the draft capital side. It is not on the old wide receiver who is an injury away from being irrelevant in dynasty value side. Yep. You have the leverage always, no matter how much people want to convince you. Like, you really need him. No, I don't. I'm a contender without him. I'll be a contender still without him. Would it be nice to add him to my team? Yes. But I have the draft capital, so even if it goes south for me, I still win. Right? That's the side you want to be on.
All right, 12-team. Let's get through these here. That was a good one. I wanted to walk through all the points there. Really good trade discussion. 12-team Superflex PPR. We're starting 12 in a best ball. Here we go. B-Dags. Don't know the name, but I love the best ball format, so let's discuss this. Trade away Herbert for A-Rich and a first. This is a good one, man. I'm going to tell you why this is a good one, because the tear down principle with the injury for the rest of the year and the A-Rich, I'll call it conundrum. I'm going to call it a conundrum where it's There does seem to be upside down the road, but we aren't sure. You have to wait on it, and Herbert's an elite one. So as a single 24 first, get it done in a tear down, Mike.
I think I'd still rather have Justin Herbert, to be completely honest.
I will actually agree here, and I love A-Rich. Can I tell you why? And I think everybody listening, B-Dags, you mentioned that it's a Superflex league, and there's basically, I'll say this, if it's not quarterback, not elite quarterback, I'm probably going to take the top 10, top 15 asset and the first every time. I mean, all the other positions, every one of them. Mm-hmm. Elite quarterback, this is where I'm going to be a little choosy, man. This is where you got to pay whatever Mike Morrison's delusional owners are to come get my elite quarterbacks, man. That's what the cost is, man. It's going to be that.
Yeah, I think I'll pass. I'll keep Herbert here.
I mean, what would you need?
If you told me this was...
Because right now it sounds like someone's trying to get Herbert from him, right?
Listen, if you told me this was A-Rich in somebody's, 103 or better first-round pick next year, like this is locked in early, okay. A-Rich in the early pick, and I'm going to play the dynasty value and the hype, and, I'm going to do all that. But if this is anything outside of it, 104, 105 plus, I don't give a shit. Like, A-Rich and... I don't know, it's a best ball league, so, give me a couple seconds, buddy. Give me your 24 second, give me your 25 seconds, and, I'm going to take these 4 pieces for my one elite quarterback, and I'm going to play the odds that I might hit somebody in the second round worth of shit in best ball, and all of a sudden now this doesn't feel so bad to me.
Yeah, I would agree. I think I'll be honest with you, too. There are, even in best ball, definitely in lineup, there's times where, in the past, I basically, I'm at the negotiating table, and I'm going to give you an offer. I'm going to draw you up an offer. There are certain times where, Mike, I don't even do it anymore. And it's only really in these positions. You know what, man? I am in the driver's seat. I'm on a best ball team, and I have one of the elite quarterbacks. You thought you did, you don't. And you're coming to me with a first and some seconds, and I love those things. But you know what's really hard to replace and actually damn near impossible to replace? Herbert. I'll trade away somebody else. I'm going to keep this elite quarterback, and I'll get my liquidity elsewhere in different type offers. So,
and he's been solid outside of 1 week. He's been in your lineup or above average every single week. So,
money. Man,
like
where's the money at? It didn't come through here, man. Damn.
What?
I know, man. Fail. Robo Chris, appreciate it, man. He's at the KC airport. Delayed flight to Dallas. AMA passing the time away.
Robo Chris.
Love it, man. Love it, Robo. All right.
What are we going to Dallas for from Kansas City? Not that Dallas is a bad city. They just happen to have a certain team there that sucks.
Damn. Shade McNutted, boy. No fear with the shades. I'll say you that much.
And it isn't the Mavericks.
Daniel Walker with a super chat. Birds. Yeah.
Birds.
I'll you know what? I'll drink to the birds too.
Thanks, Daniel.
I'll tell you what. Let me ask you on this super chat real quick. Mike, what do you think odds are? Because people are gonna be like, did they win it again this year? Like, did they actually win it this year? I'm just gonna say get back. I don't think people quite realize how hard it is to get through, even with a great team, to get through and get back to the Super Bowl again.
There is a lot of great teams in the NFL, right? 49ers are a great team. They are a great team.
As much as you hate Purdy, they're a great team.
As much as I give their quarterback shit for just being a mid quarterback in fantasy football, he does things for real NFL that are very productive to that team. It's a very good defense, dynamic running game, good weapons, the whole works.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills are a very good team.
Mm-hmm.
The Miami Dolphins are a very good team, about to get Jalen Ramsey back on that defense, which is going to be interesting to see how that works out for them. Devon Achane definitely gives them a different dynamic on offense. Not that Mostert is bad, but, when you got a guy who can legit house it, there's the money.
Boy, that was about 1 million minutes delayed. What the hell?
At least we got
We'll take it, man. We'll take it.
And then, of course, Kansas City. Always good. Always good. It's going to be tough to get back, like to make it through San Francisco. As much shit as I'll give Dallas, like it's tough to get through Dallas too, right? That's a rivalry game. They get up for it. Kind of the same way San Francisco seemed to get up for the Dallas Cowboys game and like give them their best and then subsequently shit the bed the following 2 weeks. Yep. Dallas will do that to Philly and could derail a season just based on that. So I like our chances. It just stinks this year. Like if our offense was the exact same, like it was Steichen led, he hadn't left for the Colts. Adam, I would tell you it's a fucking 95, 100% certainty we're going to the Super Bowl again.
That's actually what I was going to get to is that people kind of underappreciate that when a team's as good as Philadelphia is last year, there's going to be, even when most of the pieces stay the same, there's something that leaves. And people are like, well, DeVonta Smith's back. A.J. Brown's back. Shit, they added DeAndre Swift. Look at this team.
Steichen was a big deal.
Dude, but also just I think people don't appreciate, too, the same continuity, man. Just coming back and having the same – you got to relearn a whole new playbook. That guy's got to come in with a whole new set of players. Right. It's not always just as easy as, A plus B equals C. Like, there's a lot of moving parts when you have a change that big. Mute it. Like, see? You see what I'm saying? Like, shit happens. Little stuff, right?
Shit happens. I think there's a good chance we make it back. I'm an Eagles fan, and I'm an optimist about this season. But I'm also not going to be shocked if we lose in the divisional round because this offense just isn't what it is last year. Like, we can get upset, right?
Let's see if we can rapid fire through these. We got them coming in hot and heavy. 16 teams, Superflex, lineup contender, 6-1. Fix this quarterback room. Tua, Watson, Dobb. You got a first, 124, 2 seconds, 225s. I'll tell you this much. This is going to be the hardest thing to do, Steve Carell. I don't know if this is the it feels like the actor here, Steve Carell, Watson, like you tell me you got Tua, Watson, and a 16 team, I'm like, you're good, man. Now, when you get Watson doing this bad and this uncertain and all this shit going on with him, like 16 team, you understand buying quarterbacks outright. Steve probably does playing in one. But buying quarterbacks outright in 12 team. We got a guy who can't buy a fucking receiver in 12 team, right? Mike Morrison. 16 team league, you got to buy a quarterback outright. So I'm just going to say, listen, it's like a bad haircut, man. You come in, I'll do what I can with you. I'll try to fix this thing up, but I can't guarantee you that you just outright buy quarterbacks. I think you have to. The problem is, like, attaching Watson to something right now doesn't feel like you're even going to get that much for it. So you kind of have to go in cold.
I'll give you a couple options, though. Like a couple to go explore.
I'll give you a couple, too. Go ahead. You go first.
Just with draft picks, right? And they might cost a little bit more than what you're considering in a 12 team, which I'm completely aware of, Adam, because you mentioned it.
And to your point, before you hit just draft picks, remember these seconds now start at pick 17.
Right.
So the seconds don't really help you all that much anymore.
Jared Goff. Whoever's got Jared Goff. I'm sending them a Godfather offer. Like, here you go. Here's a first, both seconds, whatever. If I have to, 2 seconds. Jared Goff's been really, really good. 16-team Superflex, I bet that warp number on Jared Goff relative to every other position is actually very good. And I would love to have a 16-team Superflex with a Tua and a Jared Goff. And then still be able to hold Watson in case he does rebound and not have to sell super low or use him as a package player.
I think you might have to pay two to get someone to say, "Hey, here's Jared Goff." I think you might have to give him 2 first, man.
I think you might, and I would be okay with it. Completely honest, I would do it. Some other guys that would cost a little bit less. Russ is a good buy. People hate him.
Russ is the perfect one, man. Yeah, and you can hate him still. You can let him be on your team and hate the mess out of him. That's fine, but he's a great buy.
Jordan Love, Kirk Cousins, and then on the bottom end of the spectrum, go Matt Stafford shopping. First get it done.
I think Mike.
First in 2 seconds, whatever.
I think, Steve, the most realistic. I'm not going to say you can't get Jared Goff. You should explore it. I think the most realistic way to fix this quarterback room is to shop, especially in 16 team, is to shop at the Russell Wilson store, to shop at the Matt Stafford store, to shop at the, God, man, as gross as it is, Sam Howell store. Like, you can't, I don't think in this format you can realistically say, hey, you right here with Jared Goff, who maybe is your quarterback one, here comes some picks. Like, you could offer him some really good picks, and I think the market here, you should explore it. You should offer it. I'm not telling you not to do it, but I think just mindset-wise, you should be prepared to get down the rung, right? Like, you might have to really get crafty. I'm looking for a quarterback that's probably going to start the rest of the year, and is decent enough warp to help me patchwork this thing. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Me and Florosaurus, we argue a lot.
I know Mikey just started getting his name right recently too, which is one of my favorite parts. Because you guys would go back and forth. It's one of my favorite banters.
We argue too much more. It's going to go back to Florosaurus.
Oh, hold on. Let's see. Can we get it this time? Of course we can't. Come on.
But he bought Russ. He says he loves him. Derek Carr would be another name I throw in there. There's the cash. What's up, Penrose?
Penrose with a nice super chat. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Canadian. But Floasaur said there, Derek Carr would be another one. We know he's got that shoulder injury, and he's kind of been checked on, Charlie, but what happens when he gets back to being, Derek Carr and pushing the ball downfield to Chris Olave? Might be one that doesn't cost too much right now. I'd be interested.
We got some good questions. Let's get the super chat, and we got a bunch of really good questions. I love it. Penrose, 12 team, Superflex, start 10. A-Rich, Kyler, Watson. Oh, dude, you hit I have 3 of the bus. You have 4. At least you're getting Kyler back. Boy, that's some luck that sucks. Then you get Bijan. Breece, don't misconstrue Breece. He's actually starting to really come along well. Kenneth Walker, Olave, Smitty, Higgins. Dude, you're hitting a lot of bad bumps. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Kincaid. 5 24s. 2 will be in the top 5. 325s, 5th place. 4 and 3. Holder, bye. Should I get off the pot, Mike? This is about the time you decide to.
If I'm going to shit, as you said.
I like it.
Right? If I'm going to shit.
I mean, look, it's all over the screen. Let's talk about it.
First and foremost, this just starts with quarterback shopping. What's it take to get a Patrick Mahomes, a Josh Allen, a Lamar Jackson, a Jalen Hurts, right? Those are the 4 guys. I want 1, if not 2. And what's it take for me to do that? Like, who's got them? So are they going to move them? And how much do I got to pay?
Yeah, it's funny. Our mind meld is here. So, to me, start Penrose. Understand this. In order to fix this realistically, to actually help you win, if I'm going to move these picks in this type of leverage, especially in 24. I have to feel like I can really win. In order to do that, the quarterback room has to be completely changed. So
Yep.
There are times where people are always like, nah, man, I want to win on my terms. Okay, well, I don't care about that right now because the reality of this one, like there are certain situations where I'm like, my league and the market are actually going to dictate my answer here. Because what you have to decide is if you want to try to go win, which I'm exploring doing because I'd always rather win now than later, you have to find out, okay, there's 7 quarterbacks that we can really talk about that I'm looking for, right? Are those quarterbacks on teams that are competing and like in the mix of like staying competing? Because they're not going to do it. They're not going to move you these guys for injured players and first, very likely. You should go explore it. But the reality is if they're all on like high-end contenders, you probably have to hold. Like you're probably going to hold. And that's the truth of the matter, I think.
Anthony Richardson in like one of those late first in 24 for Lamar. Smash. Give me Lamar.
Sure, man.
And then I'm going to keep the rest of these assets and just see how my team now looks with a top 4 option and warp at quarterback. I'll just piece together the QB2 with Minshew. Ideally, though, I would like to go shopping at the Jalen Hurts or the Josh Allen or the Patrick Mahomes store as well and be like, listen, buddy, I got the 102 and the 104 right here. Like, if I were to attach a Justin Fields, would you be interested in letting me have Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, or Patrick Mahomes? Like, it's a little bit of an overpay on mine, but I'm kind of interested. And you still hold on to some of this draft capital, but now you got a Lamar Jackson, you got another top 4 quarterback. You already have a decent enough running back room with a lot of security for dynasty long term, which is rare at the running back position. Yep. The only thing you'd probably be weak at is just the actual like hammers at wide receiver, even though Amon-Ra definitely fits in that territory. But then you still got all this other draft capital where all of a sudden now in a lineup start 10, you have just locked up 2 elite quarterbacks. You have a running back room, and you still have draft capital where you're like, hey, who's got A.J. Brown? Who's got Stephon Diggs? Like, Devonta Adams feels like a good buy low. Like, could I get him for one of these 25 first? Anybody want to sell?
Yeah.
I got a second. I'll throw it in if you really want. That's the kind of shit you can do and just stack stuff up. But it all starts with don't go shopping for anything else but elite quarterbacks, and there's only 4 of them, in my opinion, that you should be shopping at that store. I don't want to touch anything else. If you can't get those deals done at a reasonable cost, then you go, all right, boys, just really ain't my thing. Jerry Jeudy is definitely available if you guys would want him. Obviously, running backs, just because they're so fragile. Like, those guys are available if you guys really want to come get some running backs. But outside of that, I'm just going to roll in Olave, DeVonta Smith, Higgins, A-Rich when he comes back, Kyler next year, Hope Watson rebounds, Justin Fields, and I'm going to have, a Caleb Williams or a Drake May and a Marvin Harrison Jr. next year. So you guys have fun with this team in 2024, and I'll see you then.
Yep. I just got a DM. I have an undefeated team. I'm sitting on a 101-102, and the guy finally just now hits me, yo, any chance I can get that 24 first back? And I told him, 0. Like, there's literally not an asset on there. It's a lineup start 9. There's literally not a single asset on his team that even...
Not a single thing that you want.
It doesn't... Like, there's nothing that gets him enough to the table that we could even patch something together. Like, I'm literally going to trade it to someone else or hold it.
So not even something where you could bank on it and, kick it down the road. I'm going to need your 25 first.
No, literally, because... I mean, his 25 first is probably going to be top 4 too, but
right.
The plus doesn't help the time. You know what I mean?
Right, you can't even start it.
Jordan Love is probably the only piece, and I'm like, I already have Lamar and Mahomes and Stafford. Like, I'm good. I don't need Jordan Love.
Tell him to go sell his soul to some other devil and get a piece that would entice you.
I told him, I said, if you make some deals and got, top 30 dynasty assets, we can have a discussion.
Go put yourself in even more of a hole, and then I'll bend you over.
There was so Mike, I ended up not having another option. My dumbass was doing start sit. I had Roshan in the lineup. Still had 190 points. So there was they give you the efficiency thing.
Right.
So he had 80 points on 100% efficiency. And I guess he read that and was like, that was his moment. That was his moment of, shit, man. I think it's over for me. I've lost every week so far, and I think this is when I now know it's over.
It's like if you're the worst grade in the class, even though they were grading on the curve. It's like, fuck. There's
no way I can curve this enough to where it's going to help you, which is the reason I'm going to curve it. The rest of the class is good. So
if you curve it enough that it's a full circle, and all of a sudden the smartest person is right next to you. So
yeah,
it feels so bad.
All right, let's rush through these, man. Dynasty 10 team PPR tight end premium start 8. Ooh, Puka and Monte for Olave in a second. I have Puka. No,
I have to keep Puka and Monty.
No, God, no, dude. Y'all, I don't even care anymore. You know what? I don't care. Puka is in the discussion. Like, I'm not going to tell you have to have him 1-for-1 over Olave, but he's a top 15 wide receiver for me, period, in Dynasty. I'm good.
You're having that talk.
He's at least in the mix, and he's also scoring me weekly. Like, he's not showing me a reason weekly to say, nah, he ain't there. Like, while Cooper Kupp was just out there last week, he showed me high-end upside. I'll stay Puka here.
Check out the Best Ball Spike Week Consistency Week show we did for 40. That'll drop on Friday too. So that'll definitely get you in the mood where you're like, how many wide receivers are hitting every single week? One.
The name is Puka.
Nuka Pakua.
All right, that one's easy for me. Ryan, stay, man. I'll tell you this. Like, I know this is an asset like him. And when assets that are low drafted, as they go up in value, we're just so innately designed to think trade, get off. this is one of those rare ones, man. It does not fit the normal build.
Yeah, that's pass for me.
First time watching the live chat. Content is amazing, guys. Thanks for doing what you do.
Curtis?
Hey, Curtis, appreciate it, man. Curtis McCall, appreciate you. T-Rock got a deal done with me. I don't care what other people say about trading with you and Mike. Well,
did we spoil the trade show for him?
No. He knows. T-Rock, one of your deals will be on there. I'm not going to tell you which one. It's one of the deals you made with Mike or me. We'll see how it ends up, buddy. I'll tell you one thing I hate doing, Mike. We talked about it on the trade show we recorded just before this. Like, part of the nice part about saying, all right, I'm rebuilding is, like, you don't get your hopes up and all that. Like, I had this team, Mike, I'll be honest, in this league, it's a league I wanted to be better in. I messed up the startup. I'd made a bunch of trades this year given what was possible. And I'm like, you know what? This quarterback room can work. Dak, Watson, Danny Dimes. I'm like, yeah, this could work. Like, we're okay. Man, I hit 3 landmines at QB. I mean, not like the rest of my team is perfectly built, but it's like you get those 3 quarterbacks, boy.
R.I.P.
Boy, you ain't winning, man. Now I got to go back to T-Rock and trade. Congrats, T-Rock. I hope I told him this in DMs. Everybody listening. Okay, T-Rock, it's funny I just brought up the guy that said I want my pick back, right? This guy doesn't have what it takes to get 101 or 102. However, somebody else does. And that pick won't be on my team if I can find the deal to make my team better. And I was telling T-Rock that 101, 102 he's sitting on should not be on his team in the playoffs before the deadline unless you just stone cold can't get an offer, which I doubt happens. So
yeah,
if you're a contender with some of these early picks, you should be looking, at least exploring, like, can I make this juggernaut even better? So sometimes we get a little too cute in Dynasty. We want to play both sides of it. Go in now. Would you trade a 24 and 25 projected late first for ETN? Or are you waiting a few more weeks before you trade that kind of capital away for just one guy?
Trading 2 firsts away from a running back is very sketchy, and I would say there's 3 running backs in the league I could do it for. 3.
Okay.
3.
McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey, because he's a warp difference maker and has been ridiculously elite. Not that Travis Etienne hasn't, right? If you just look at the last 4 weeks, I'm pretty sure Travis Etienne's the number 1 running back.
That boy, he's been that boy, man. He's been ridiculous.
But the rest of the world hasn't really caught up to that as far as dynasty value goes, so it's still a pass for me at this point. Bijan, obviously, yes, even though Arthur Smith hates him and we hate Arthur Smith, Bijan is still, kind of good at football. And Breece Hall would be the other one I put in that category. Outside of that, it's a tough sell for me to trade 2 firsts, liquid firsts, for a running back. It really is.
T-Rock, I'll be honest with you here, man. 2 firsts for a running back is rich. So, I want to talk about the reasons why. And for me, it's Mike. Your points about Bijan and Breece are not wrong. Like, they are that good. But here is the absolute fucking truth, man. And this has been hard for me to come around to and to actually say, because I've been one of the biggest running back defenders of all time, especially last year. If you're buying a running back and it's over a first and it gets to 2, if it gets to 2, literally outside of Christian McCaffrey, what you're paying for is the future. And I will not pay for the future at running back anymore. Like Bijan and Breece, they absolutely both could end up smashing, right? Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see the back half of the season those guys be in the warp difference maker discussion. But the reason they're 2 and not 1, why, Mike? Because they're young and they're good. I don't want to pay for that anymore. I want to pay the 1. I'll add a second if I have to, right? I want to stay in that threshold because I'm not paying for tomorrow's running back value when that shit is not certain. It just isn't, man. It just is not the case. That's the problem for me once we get to 2.
It's a tough one. ETN's been great. I talk about him very glowingly on America's Game that's coming out tomorrow, so go check that out. But it's tough, man. 2 liquid firsts is almost too much, man.
And the other thing is, too, if you decided you wanted to go down the crazy asylum route, I'm not trading away my 25 first because of all the shit I've talked about all the time. Like, your 24 year, okay, you're already good. You're already telling me it's a playoff team. You do this for a running back and it blows up in your face, and that 25 first, you don't have any control over anymore. So right. I'm actually not doing that, especially if it's your 25 pick involved. Like your flexibility gone for this? Nah, no siree.
Like
all right, let's see. I sent Swift for Aiyuk before week 1. Wow. Was scared on him and got Swift plus 209 for the 112. I'd already traded down from the 111. 12-team Superflex, start 10, 6 IDPs, middling team. How did I do, he says. So wait a minute. So you sent Swift for Aiyuk before week 1. He was then scared on Aiyuk and got Swift plus the 209 for the 112. So wait, so he got... I'm trying to... What's the net here? Am I drinking too much?
So
is it worded off? I think he has them both. He'd already traded down. So he got rid of, like, it sounds like the 111 and the 112?
Maybe that was supposed to be. So preseason, before week 1, he saw Swift for Brandon Aiyuk. Good trade.
So now he has Aiyuk. I like that trade, yes.
So he was scared on him, and then maybe we put a comma. And then he got Swift
the
209.
So now he gets Swift in the 209 for the 112. So now he has the 209, Swift, and Aiyuk, and he sent away the 112 as well as Swift, which is like I'm trying. The math doesn't add up in totality because the players are going across the line. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to piece it together, and that's my best interpretation was sent away Swift, got Brandon Aiyuk, then bought
Caleb,
Swift.
if you're still with us, can we get a reworded for dummies? Talk to me like I'm 5.
You could color us a picture.
There you go. You don't even have to super chat it. Just give us a clearer one.
If it's like I interpreted, you bought Swift in the 209 for the 112, A+ there. So now you got Brandon.
I like both of those Swift, deals if those were the 2.
You're down the 112. Who cares?
Yep, I'm with you. I would also, one thing I would tell you too is I'm probably, given you have those 2 in your contending still, I'm gonna see what I want to move that 209 because like this class isn't even that deep. I think if I can get like a second, add something to it to package up, I'm way in on that. You didn't give us the context, lineup, or best ball, but I don't think I even give a shit because you got the 209, so I'm in.
Let's go.
All right, victory lap. Last week sent Swift and a 3rd for Addison in the late 1st. Bro, what? Hey man, I tell you what though, it sounds awful today after Addison blows up, but sometimes people really do hit the panic button on these rookies, man. I've seen it. As
much as I love DeAndre Swift, even last week before Addison blew up, like I was still taking Addison in the 1st. It was like Swift in the 1st. Who gives a shit, right? Like, yeah, it's probably even. I'll take the 1st.
3rd or Addison?
3rd for Addison. Jesus Christ! Oh my God.
Different.
James Jones.
Same, but different.
I don't even care if this is a start 4 league. That's a good deal.
12-team Superflex, start 10 lineup. Deshaun Watson in a late 2nd or Love and Judy?
Pass on Judy. You could make the case of Watson and Love, and Adam, you're going to hate to hear this one, but it's closer. And,
no, I mean, I'm not.
One of them's a warp advantage right now, and it ain't Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson's not an anything advantage. He's not playing. When he does play, he's coming out of the game with a concussion.
Start 10 lineup though, like I give a fuck all about Judy. I really can. I'm so done with Jerry Judy, man. He led me to believe. I bought into him this year finally, only to get this performance.
I've been told y'all about Judy. Fraudulent. However, late 2nd or Judy, I think I'll still probably in this format take Judy and then see if I can flip him to someone who some Bama truther that just won't let it go.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm like hurt. I'm hurt because I was a Cortland Sutton over Judy truther for so long.
And you came around after it was, and now it's been back. I like it.
And 2023 comes along, and I'm like, Judy, man, Judy. I gotta get some Judy, and hey, it's Cortland Sutton. Son of a bitch.
You know what? Penrose, I think, makes a good comment. We're not drinking enough. I'll be honest with you. We did a show before this. I've been drinking, but I don't need to be told twice, man. You know, I got you. I can make that happen, bro.
He doesn't need any kind of encouragement.
I don't mind it though. I don't mind it at all.
It's good. It's good.
Ooh, this is a 52% alcohol bourbon, so it'll get you there quickly. All right. Deep Sea says it won't let me super chat. You know what, man? I'll just believe you and have a delayed sounder. So we'll go with it.
He's about to get his ass kicked this week, so poor guy.
Yeah. Poor bastard, man. There's nothing worse. The only worse thing than getting your ass kicked in fantasy is when it's to McNutted.
It's about to happen. It's about to go down. He's been enjoying that number 1 spot in this league for far too long. Little as you know.
Oh, I wanted to send over 20, but how about we throw down 50 on our matchup, and then I'll add or deduct it. All right, so now we'll actually do a shot, Mike, right? Because I'm going to count this as a super chat. All right, and then we're going to bang. We got it right finally. Cheers.
Say less. Hope you get that $70 ready for next week.
I'll tell you one thing though, Deep Sea, you may have just made. I said there's nothing worse than losing to Mike, or losing in fantasy than losing to Mike. You may have made it, and losing 70, like that is on the table now. And you got to come back next week for AMA.
Yeah, I imagine it'll probably be a no-show for next Wednesday's AMA.
You know what? I think Deep Sea 86, man. He's not gonna go. He's not gonna go pops on it. He's gonna come. He's gonna pay his dues. He's gonna show face. You know. He's gonna be like, yeah, man. I'll wear this out later. You know.
Sean Crystal, he's calling you out. Adam's calling you out. You ghosted.
Come on, Sean. He was just in here. I'm talking about your dad was in here flexing too. Super chat.
Yeah,
you know.
He's got that retired life too. So like he takes naps at weird times and then like wakes up and stays up till like 6 a.m.
So what you're telling me right now
is
he's got nothing else to do but sleep, and he still fucking ain't here. Damn.
He might be traveling too. He was out in Seattle seeing my brother.
I'm just kidding, Sean. I'll just tell you, I'm gonna lean into it since Mike won't on air about the W. I got you.
I already embarrassed him on air by making him have to buy a Jalen Hurts jersey and wear it around Daytona.
Here's a good question: is Hawk worth a first and a second in best ball?
Yes.
0.75 tight end premium on a contender?
Yes. There's 3 tight ends worth a first and a second, outside of Sammy fucking ball game, but that's dynasty value. That's dynasty value.
Shout out to 4D. Since this is not a super chat, AB tap in Friday. We did a little dive. And I opened Mike's eyes. See, he wears these shades. Sometimes you gotta take them off for him. Open his eyes a little bit, right? I'm like, listen, man. We did all this math, right? You have to show your work and all that just to end up back here. 3 tight ends that fucking matter. And Hawk, though, is one of them, man. And I have a hard time fighting it.
Right. Hawk, Andrews, Kelce. And then, again, promotion to America's Game. Eric and I dived into some hammers at each position. And there's one hammer there's one that stands above the rest, Stephen Hawkinson and Andrew. And I'm sure you can guess who that is.
So
shakes it off.
I mean, if you don't know, I do. I absolutely get it. It's Swifting. We're Swifting. Swift's on the thumbnail. We're going Swift everywhere.
It's all about the Swift.
But
yes, Hawk is worth a first and second best ball in 0.75 tight end premium.
I was just going to say.
Tight end premium, fuck that shit. If it's a half point, probably fuck that.
I was going to say there's everybody listening, watching, that this is not their question. There's 2 things I'm going to go through here. 0.75 is where the conversation starts at this price point. 0.5, I'm out. At 0.5, the difference actually is, it's been basically proven in Warp. It doesn't mean enough relative to the other positions. I'd be better off spending that first and second elsewhere. 0.75, this is basically the threshold of the premium and the price, first and second in best ball, where like I'm maxed out, but I'm still in the green, right? Like this is because I'm 2 assets for 1. It's a first and a second and 0.75. We're all the way at the brim, but I'll buy here. You go north of this in any shape or form, I'm out. Now, the only way I would go north of that is if you tell me that we're talking like the tight end premium's got to get ridiculous, like some of these Ridley leagues, or the Ridley Truther. These 2.75 type stuff. Like you get to that, okay, we'll overpay more. But
that's always fun too, because he's like 2.75 tight end premium.
Should I start Gardner Minshew or Josh Dobbs?
It gives us a list. Oh, well, he always gives us a list of like shitty tight ends too, and you're like, well,
no, Mike. Last week he started at least a new thing of last week, which is like the questions on
Listen.
start sit are quarterbacks,
Nothing.
and it talks to tight end premium. And then he just kept leaning into it. It was pretty awesome.
2.75 tight end premium. Would you trade the 110 for the 112 and the 201?
Sure. What is a late first worth in a 12-team start 10 one quarterback? Dick all. So Alan, here can I tell you this?
Nothing.
Here's the truth about this. From enough people that play, helping, just looking at the trades, looking at the warp. Mike talked about earlier on the show. The leverage is always with the picks, and that's in Superflex only. Okay? In Superflex, the addition of all the quarterbacks that can come in, even add Will Levis to last year's class, right? Levis, even after not making first round draft capital, was a late first even. Like even after he was a second round pick, he's going at 110, 111, right?
Right.
That all of that goes away. You maybe have a high end quarterback that now is only going to be a late first, right? So it basically, to me now, in one quarterback, I always lean the player ahead of the pick outside of the elite picks. So in 24, Mike, in one quarterback, you have to remember Caleb doesn't even really discuss there because it's one quarterback. So like the elite players right now are Marvin Harrison Jr. If your tight end premium is high enough, Brock Bowers. And then running backs, it's just in 24, it's not worth a shit, man. Get off of it. Go get yourself a player that has a little bit of secure value. Like it's a pass. I'm 100% with Mike.
Go find that guy who's got Keenan Allen. Be like, can I interest you in a 24 first, a 1 QB league?
Flowsaurus is getting us right, man. He had a 111. He traded for 112. He then traded Aiyuk for Swift. Then bought Swift back for 209 in the 111. He said, fuck that description.
All right. That's fair.
So now looking at this, what do you think?
Still good.
Yeah, I'm with it. I think what I read led me to believe it was good still, but yeah, I'm with you. It was a good trade. It was good trades all the way around.
I needed a diagram. Not a Venn diagram.
Yeah,
that's
show this.
Right?
See with the commas, it's more like a picture, right? Like I have a circle with pinpoints.
You need a flow chart. Process analysis.
What if Judy goes to KC?
What if Kadarius Toney goes to Kansas City?
What if Mike drinks vodka?
What if Justin Ross goes undrafted to Kansas City? What if Sky Moore goes in the second round to Kansas City?
Slight bump, but probably market will overdo it. I mean, Jerry Jeudy had 3 touchdowns with Russ. Like, I've seen it from Jerry Jeudy, but it's never consistent, ever. And there's injuries. Get me out of Jerry Jeudy, man. I've been out of the Jeudy business for a minute.
What if Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the only first-round running back going to Kansas City?
You know what? If Jeudy goes to KC, I'll take Judge Jeudy. All right, that's who
you want to talk about. Like, if so and so goes to Kansas City, you better be talking about like, what if Devontae Adams goes to Kansas City? Like that gets me excited. That makes me break my desk with all 3 inches. just boing.
There you go. What if Nuke goes to KC?
Who gives a fuck? No one. That guy's dustier than my grandma, and she's been dead for 6 years.
Jiminy Christmas. Back to this grandma thing.
R.I.P. Nana.
Man. I feel like something comes out of Mike. Drinking the shades and then just... Hey, I respect the love for Nana, though. I do. It's just the timings of these drops are just wild to me.
Keeping her alive. My thoughts.
Hey, man. Her she's alive in spirit. Mike will not... are you drinking Redemption or Woodford? So I'm drinking 4 Roses, small batch select.
Ooh, select.
52. Y'all see that? 52%. Listen, a lot of the good bourbons go over 40, but I'm telling you, man, when you get to the ones that are over 50, they taste really good. But man, if you're not careful, like them things will sneak up on you, dude. They will sneak up on you. I walked out of here kind of like, damn. AMA's like, fuck, tomorrow is going to suck. It is going to suck for sure.
I love it. I'm glad I got this chair that's blowing cool air on my ass right now, though. I'm kind of sweaty.
I'll be honest with you. What I don't like, I mean, it's almost 70 degrees outside. I got, I'm sweating over here, frankly. And Mike's reminding me of the cool air blowing up his ass while I'm sitting here with I got like swamp ass over here,
You wouldn't believe how hot, you put on a couple key lights and a fucking neon sign in the back in a room and close the door. Oh.
I got two computers running. We got all the lights up here that are blue. It's electricity everywhere, man.
Well, then I was smart. I put all them soundproofing panels all over my ceiling, just really insulated.
Daniel Walker, you might be onto something, Daniel, because I'm the same. I like Wednesdays, and it is a part of my new routine as well. Listen, Daniel, you are welcome to stop by every single week at AMA. We would love to have you, man. We're glad you're here today.
I saw a guy, he had some bourbon that was like 120-some proof.
Yeah, so 60%. Oh yeah, you can, dude. So the ones that are really aged longer, you get these like high proofs. Yeah, I mean, once you go past 50, like you're
in.
It's coming. But you're supposed to just sip and enjoy, which I do. I just have a lot of sips.
I'll stick with my my BWBs.
Here we go,
right.
Johnny Detroit, man. Small batch 1792 tonight. Oh, that's see. I like the whiskey, the bourbon drinkers, man. Like I like it. That's a good stuff here. 93.7.
What's small batch? Like what's that mean?
Small batch. So it's just when they run it, like they actually put these in, like barrels, right? So they're making bourbon in a barrel. Small batch means it's going to be run either in smaller barrels or there's not that many of them. So there's just not as many bottles when they run that batch per se, right? So it's
not mass produced, right? It's not
correct.
Just
and
throwing out all the Mountain Dew in the world that you can fucking handle.
And when they do that, like when it's mass produced, they're not gonna let it. They're gonna get to the age of bourbon and they're gonna stop. A lot of the small batches will go ahead and keep going. You get your 10 years, you get your 15 years, ones that are really, really good.
Get you.
But that cost. The longer those ones age, they cost. Right. Or retail is going to be whatever the price is, but they're going to sell out, and then the hyenas come in.
That's like that Wagyu bourbon.
Wagyu bourbon. Let's go. We should call this the Wagyu bourbon AMA. I love this.
With ranch vodka.
Daniel's right. Them over 50s hit different. Small batch select is one of my favorites. Yeah, you know what? T-Rock actually. Shout out to T-Rock. I had this once. Yeah, but he was like, "Listen, man, try it again." I'm like, "All right," and he wasn't wrong. It's a good one.
He had my ass at the expo drinking Belvedere. I just felt
Belvedere's really good.
I put a pinky up the whole time. Started talking in proper English. Tucked my shirt in. I was like, "What's up?"
Mike was all of a sudden like a thesaurus, like he knew all these words, and he just,
I did. I swore it rose my IQ right until I passed out.
That was the Mike I wanted to show up at AMA. See?
Let's go.
Man. Whew. Hold on. I got actually a real question here. I like when towards the end of the show, like people are just like vibing with us. How are y'all valuing Kyler? Very different opinions in my leagues. I'll be honest with you, Trevor. He's going to be one of the more polarizing ones right now. Like people have basically already written him off. So the fact that he's back now, it kind of throws a wrench into things. That being said, they've already made their choice. Like there's a lot of people that are already out no matter what.
Just know with Kyler, when he comes back, I think everybody just kind of, at least the people who've been defending Kyler, there's a few of us out there who are like, oh, he's coming right back to top 5, Kyler Murray, like we always know. Dude's got an ACL, man. Like it's going to take a bit, right? And there's probably going to be some bad moments and some rusty moments, and it's not going to look as sexy as we want. But I was in on Kyler before the season. I'm even more in on Kyler now. I would say this, like to put a good value range on him, Kyler or A-Rich right now, I'd rather have Kyler. I would really rather just have Kyler Murray.
Damn.
He's playing.
You know what's funny, though? I can't say it because I'll spoil the trade show. Did you flip-flop, or was it just the rest of the deal in the trade show?
I think it was the timing, right?
All
and
right.
And on the trade show,
I think it happens to be the person that made the trade, but
too. You notice he don't show up for AMAs. Imagine that.
Oh man, I'm out here dead, boy.
Kyler A. Rich, I'll take Kyler. I would say,
you know what? He's right. I think he's right, Mike. Look, Lewis Litt drank Wagyu bourbon.
There you go. Lewis Litt's man.
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I felt like you had to see that one.
I would say you probably just slot Kyler in generic dynasty value QB 10 ish. Like for me, is pretty fair.
I'll tell you what, it sounds high, but I'm honestly going to say it probably isn't. Just thinking through them, because you already have, dude. How many guys? I just want to make sure people understand this. How many guys that we thought were top 15 have already disappointed? Plus, you got A-Rich hurt. Plus, you got Justin Fields hurt, right?
Bryce Young has not been good. Dak Prescott, boo boo. Deshaun Watson, boo boo.
You got Stroud ahead of him though, right?
Yeah, I would put Stroud ahead of Kyler. I'd rather have Stroud.
All right. So if you got him at 10, let's just walk through it because it's 9 quarterbacks. It's not that crazy.
Nope. Tua, Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud, Joe Burrow, Lamar, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes. Right off keep trade cut. I would put them in a little bit different order, but those are your 9. And because Kyler they have Kyler at 11, so you just slide him ahead of A-Rich, which puts him at 10 generically. Move him up one.
Is there any case to be made for anyone behind Kyler on keep trade cut? I'd say no.
None.
Bro, Brock Purdy is quarterback 14 on keep trade cut. These guys. When I say these guys, I just want to make sure that everyone's clear on this. These guys means anybody that tunes in to keep trade cut, which is, I'm going to venture to say thousands and thousands of people. All right.
He almost made it through a whole fucking AMA, and
I'm not letting it happen. Brock Purdy.
All right, here's a hot take for you. You like this? This is what the people came for. All right, this is what they wanted.
Damn it, I love this.
I see all this about Brock Purdy, and they're trying to pinpoint when the concussion was, and then he threw the 2 picks, and he looked horrible. And right, did he also have a concussion the week before when he was fucking ass? Asking for a friend.
No, I think it was like the Tua thing. He had a concussion. We kind of saw the symptoms. Like, he was just really bad. We didn't see the whole hand deal. But it had to be. You see how bad he was? Something had to be wrong with him, right?
The week before in Cleveland, he had the same concussion.
It's lingering,
It's a lingering one. I get it. Myles Garrett fucked him up.
It was a small batch one,
I gotta get a Myles Garrett jersey. I was just thinking of that. That guy's a fucking animal.
I'll be honest with you, Mike. You got to get one. I'm not doing it. Anything I touch, any jersey I touch, it turns to ashes.
My bad.
Mike, I killed Nick Chubb. I got a real jersey and a signed jersey.
I'll get you one.
I can't in good conscience do that to Myles Garrett.
I get you somebody like you fucking hate. I get you a Hollywood.
There's
a Hollywood Brown jersey.
There's a group of people out there. They may be small in number, all right? But there's a group of people out there that say that the whole reason that we're talking about Brock Purdy is because I decided to buy a Trey Lance jersey at the start of last year.
That's valid. You are the death sentence, apparently, to fantasy value or relevance.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of death, man, we got a pretty nice little Sunday recap coming.
We do. We have a great one coming I'm excited for. You have gone overboard. You're out of control, but I just let you go out of control, right?
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
Goose, you're Maverick in this situation, and I'm just along for the ride.
There's no reining me in at this point, buddy. This is going to be, flop or not, the most time I've ever spent on any project.
I believe it.
Stop it there. Any project. Like
I'll just
school, house.
I'll just sit here and play the piano, man, and sing Great Balls of Fire. And you do the thing, right? You take the hot chick home and ride the motorcycle and wear the leather vest. And
you're really going back to the...
eventually, you're going to get too close to another jet, and I'm going to eject and, snap my neck. And we'll all cry, not feel good about it. But
I do hope, Mike, though, because you're the symbolism, the metaphors. I hope that we both make it out of this show Sunday alive. I really do.
Judging by that trailer, I don't know if I'm going to make it out. Like, that scared the shit out of me, and I'm just watching a YouTube video, boy.
Listen, man, that was 1 minute. This is going to be a long one if that scares you. We're going to have a lot of stuff going.
So I'm a big dude, right? Like, I'm not scared of a whole lot, but the paranormal shit still freaks me out. Like,
oh, yeah?
Here's an honest moment.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys remember Paranormal Activity 2. I think it was 2, right? When they're in their own house or whatever. Or maybe it was the first one. I don't know.
Well, go ahead. I've watched a lot of these ones.
But there's
sequels almost always let down in scary movies. But go ahead.
There's that scene where like the husband's like walking upstairs, and then like the ghost or whatever like grabs his ankle and like pulls him down the stairs very violently. He just disappears off camera.
Bam.
So I podcast in the basement, my wife and kid, and they're in bed. So after we get off here, right, I'm gonna go turn the lights off. And I walk up the stairs pretty fucking fast, right? Like really fast. And I always have that little thing in the back of my head, like, not today, motherfuckers. Don't pull me down the stairs. Don't get me. So, yeah.
So when you go, when to this day, lights off, going upstairs, you kind of have this, somebody's grabbing the ankle and you kind of pick it up and you put it a little high gear, like, make sure you don't get grabbed. Man, it's funny. It's funny because like I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it, but they have a little something like that where it's like a weird little thing. They just,
I don't like it.
When I was young, I don't do it as much anymore. I don't know if I could. When I was younger, like I'm talking, even all the way to like right around high school, I would just, when the lights would cut off, right? There was a movie called Darkness Falls. It was not a very good one, but it was
a shitty Tooth Fairy movie.
Yeah, but it would always get people in the dark, right? And like I remember, man, when the lights would go off at that time, I would like run from the last bit. Like I'd hit the light switch and I would run and do a jump into my bed and get under the covers. Like somehow that was going to be the safe ground. And I would just be, I'm telling you, the quickest you ever see me move ever in my athletic career was going light switch off, 2 steps, jump, like a long jump into the bed, under the covers in like one fluid motion. Boom.
I'm 37 fucking years old, and I still do that kind of shit. Like, me in the dark.
Hey, Flow Source isn't wrong. That movie does suck, but for whatever reason, it stuck in my damn head, and I did this for like years, man, like 2-3 years.
Paranormal Activity, and
it was a terrible movie. Flow Source is.
Oh no.
Yeah, man, it's well, all right.
It might be.
All right, T-Rock might make me backtrack. Mind Warp still might have recap, but it's close. It's close enough to where it's a long ass fucking time. And Scott and I did 25 episodes, bro. And then all the editing that went along with it, putting on the website. I don't know that it beats that, but it's in the ballpark, which means a lot.
He put some work into it. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to be Goose. We're going ballistic, Mav.
T-Rock is a little privy to a couple things. I've consulted his consumer opinion on a couple things. He says there's going to be like 10 more things that Mike is going to have to change about his daily routine after this week's recap show. T-Rock's on to something here. And I tell you what, go check it out. If you're watching this right now, go check out the Halloween party little video we got up on YouTube. Literally like a minute or so. And get yourself ready, man. Sunday recap. Sunday, same time. Actually, you know what? No, not same time. We're gonna kick it off a little early, right? 7:15. So probably the 4:00 games are gonna be just finishing or a couple minutes left.
So just think, when Adam's not available and it's just me and Eric, the same time me and Eric start.
Did you guys start it? Actually, I was driving home and I caught the stream. So what time did you actually start? Because you guys were already on at like 7:30.
7:15.
You started 7:15? Okay, so same as last week then. There you go. Not the same as my normal weeks then.
I don't even remember who it was, but as soon as they threw a fucking pick, I'm like, Eric, we're going live.
Oh, so the game, the 4:00 games were like dead weight. I actually I was at a wedding. I didn't see any of the 4:00s, dude. Mike, imagine this for a second. It's 4:25. The Steelers play. and you have a wedding at 4:30 in Pittsburgh.
I told you, you either have shitty friends or shitty family. Either way.
I mean, they're definitely family.
I'm sure they're nice people. But,
actually, they're great people. But
how fucking dare you?
And the scenery was awesome. Everything except for, like, I'm literally during the whole ceremony, as great as it was, as the outside, the fall colors, the leaves.
On your phone.
I'm literally, like, either got this thing, like, here, right? Or I'm thinking about what's happening on my phone as I'm listening to everything. Well, full transparency. It just, I was there. Speaking of paranormal activity, it's like I was there, but I'm out of body experience. Like I wasn't there really, you know?
I think of you like, like maybe what it was like being at a wedding in the 80s. You're sneaking looks at your phone where they were sneaking cocaine. Like, it's the same kind of concept, right?
Yeah, like, he's gone to the bathroom like 15 times now. What's going on?
I might want to invest in some at some point. I don't know. Sounds fun.
This is that is literally the cue. It is absolutely bin time to go. Canceled has not happened yet, and I'm not letting it happen on my watch. I didn't even get to have football last weekend. I don't want AMA canceled before I even get to Sunday, the next Sunday.
Shout out to you, James Jones, too. Like, I will not follow a fucking logging truck. Final destination was 20-some years ago. I see a logging truck. I'm like, nope, I'm going the other way.
Hey, man. Yeah. There's certain things that stick with you, man.
Not that logging truck.
I'm with you. I'll get in another lane. I'm gonna turn around. Just safer this way. Safer.
Oh, don't get me tonight, Ghost. Don't be the night that you pull me downstairs. No.
But we'll see if I can live infamously in any of these little precarious moments that you have or in your dreams after Sunday. We'll see. Otherwise, we'll see you back here, same time, same place next week for the South Harmon AMA on Wednesday. We are out of this thing. Peace.